Welcome to Bay State Golf. I'm Sean Melia. I'm trying to play every golf course in Massachusetts. I've played 142 of about 350 since June of 2020. But today we're not talking about Massachusetts golf. Today we're gonna go everywhere else, and I'm gonna share my 5 favorite golf courses from around the world that are not in Massachusetts. Looking forward to sharing these with you. Some of these you might have played. Some of these you should absolutely put on your list if you are traveling to Ireland or Scotland. And let's get into my 5 favorite golf courses in the entire world. Let's start at Ozarks National in Missouri. Played here last May of 2024 on a trip to Big Cedar Lodge. Recommend a trip to Big Cedar Lodge. I've done some videos about that trip and the different golf courses out there. But Ozarks National was by far my favorite of the 3 18-hole championship golf courses that they have there. It's a Core Crenshaw. It plays through some just really great land, incredible views. It's just routed over and around all of these kind of cliffs and ravines, but it all kind of fits. And when we were playing it, I've never played in Hawaii, I've never played Kapalua, but it has some of that energy where you're standing in different parts of the golf course and you're just looking out into kind of a vast expanse of forest, and in this case, the Ozarks out in Missouri. Just a really fun golf course. This is the only golf course on the trip that I got to play twice. It's really the only one of the golf courses out there that I think I'd want to play twice. And some of the standout holes for me, the beginning of the back 9, 10, 11, 12 were all really, really solid. Liked those. The 10th is kind of a blind tee shot, a big green with a big false front. 11 is a challenging, gettable par 5 if you hit the tee shot in the right place. A big tree kind of blocks some of the line of charm. And then 12 is a big par 3, kind of a Redan type green. You can sling it onto it, reverse Redan, I guess. No, a normal Redan. It's from right to left. And just really good holes back in there as you come back. Also, just Big Cedar in general does a lot of their comfort station stuff right. You get free bison dogs when you're in there, and I believe free Snickers ice cream bars as well. So you can hit up that little spot a couple times during the round. And just a really, really good experience overall at Big Cedar. Highly recommend. But Ozarks National, just a strong golf course that I really liked playing and would definitely go back and play again. Next on the list is Pinehurst No. 2. Made a trip down to Pinehurst in June of 2022. Did a little road trip down there. Stopped in Richmond. Saw my friend Tung on the way down. My wife was in Las Vegas. She flew to Raleigh-Durham, and I picked her up there, and we finished the drive. So kind of a cool road trip to get down there from Boston. And then I played 4 rounds at Pinehurst. I played number 2, I played number 4, played number 7, and I played number 9. Number 8 that summer was closed. I know people also like that. Number 4 is great. Really enjoyed playing number 4. It was the last round of the trip. Had a blast out there. I was a solo golfer on this trip. My wife does not play golf. She just joined me and kind of just enjoyed Pinehurst, the village. And, you know, we played the Cradle together and just kind of, I played early in the morning. We had the afternoons free to hang out. But Pinehurst No. 2, I was the first group off, 7:30 a.m., playing with a father and a son who were there celebrating the father's retirement. I actually was paired with them the day before as well at Pinehurst No. 9. So I knew the 2 of them. And then our 4th was another Boston guy who was down there on his own as well, just kind of getting in as much golf as he could before heading back to his family in Boston. Pinehurst No. 2, first group off was an unbelievable experience. My wife walked with the group for the first 13 or 14 holes. And even just watching her kind of experience the round and experience the golf course and how different it is from really anything else that she's ever seen, that I've ever played. Obviously, the greens are challenging. They walk you right to the white tees, and I'm a kind of float between a 2 and a 4 handicap depending on the time of year and my game. And there is not even a question about, hey, can we go back to the back tees? Maybe if you're with a group of people and you're all comfortable enough going all the way back there or asking the ranger. But white tees were just plenty for me on that morning because the greens are so hard. And you don't lose your golf balls. I think it is one of the few golf courses for me that doesn't feel like every hole stands out in my mind, but I still loved the entire experience. You do kind of get a little bit mixed up, maybe 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then you start to kind of come back to 13, 14 and everything kind of crystallizes again as you finish the round. But just an unbelievable day, an unbelievable morning. We were told that we were playing too fast because they send people off of 14 and 1. That's kind of their back 9 tee box because 10 is nowhere near the clubhouse, but 14 is. So we played fast enough that we kind of ran into those groups and had to wait for a bit on 14, maybe for 2 or 3 groups to tee off and start their day. We were told by the Rangers that we were playing too fast after 5 holes, after 9 holes. And it's such a simple place to play golf that, you're not hunting for golf balls. You're always finding them. Some standout holes, I know the middle of the round does blend together, but the 9th hole, just as a par 3, was a blast to play. Watching the U.S. Open and watching those guys try to play it, and Francisco Molinari holing out on the 9th to make the cut on Friday afternoon was kind of a cool thing to see after having played that hole. They also do this really cool thing at Pinehurst where if you get a 2 on any hole, you get a little coin, a token, and those change over the course of time. So if you go back a few times and you end up making a deuce on number 2, somewhere along the way, you would get a different token. I had about a 7-foot putt on 9 to get a token. It was on my mind and I missed the putt, which was a bummer. But overall, Pinehurst just as an experience, I highly recommend. And Pinehurst number 2 is just one of my favorites I have ever played. And if I went back, I would absolutely want to play it. However, you could also go to Pinehurst and not play number 2 and still have an amazing time. It's an expensive round of golf. And if you're not willing to kind of fork over that much money, but you still want to go down and play Pinehurst and see some other golf courses in the area, you absolutely could do that too. But for me, Pinehurst number 2, unbelievable. One of my favorites I have ever played. Number 3 on the list, we're going to leave the United States for these last 3. And they each have some nostalgic value to them as well, but they are golf courses that are well worth checking out if you're ever in these parts of the world. First, Bermuda, mid-ocean. I got to play here when I was in high school. My dad and a friend of mine, Elliot, and his dad, the 4 of us, went on a few trips over the course of our high school spring breaks. And we also ended up going on a bigger trip once we graduated from high school. It was kind of like our little thing we did. We went to Myrtle Beach a few times, and Bermuda was one of the trips that we did when we were in high school. And it is just an awesome golf course. I don't remember like a ton about it as far as little minute details because I was in high school a long time ago and I have not been back to play it since. But my friend's Elliot's dad, Rob, got a hole-in-one on the 17th hole, which was just an incredible experience. That group of 4 got to witness 2 different hole-in-ones in our time playing together. We played a lot of golf together over the years. My dad passed away in 2014. Rob passed away in 2019. So these memories mean a lot to me. And that hole-in-one, we were hunting around for Rob's ball for a few minutes, unsure where it was because this is another 17 is a Redan hole, and the ball laid out on the right side of the green. The pin was on the left side of the green, and we couldn't really see because of the sun where the ball was, and it ended up rolling all the way into the cup. We were looking behind the green, behind in the bunkers, and then we find the ball in the cup. We did the hole like, well, maybe we should just check the hole, and there it was. So mid-ocean, Rob's name is forever etched on there in their clubhouse on their hole-in-one board, and just some really great memories from that trip down there We played Belmont, which is a little neighborhood golf course that literally weaves through a neighborhood. I think I banged a ball off someone's roof out there, and we also played Port Royal. We were out there, but mid-ocean, far and away, kind of blew those ones out of the water. That finishing stretch, 18 along the water, and just that entire setting. We got to play there twice on that trip. Had the same caddies who were complete characters as well. But if you're ever down in Bermuda and you're looking for a round, you can get on there at certain times of the year. I'm not sure how my dad and Rob kind of pulled the strings there, but we were able to get out there when we were on our trip. Okay, we're gonna get a little bit farther away from America, from Boston, even from Bermuda. We're gonna go to Ireland, and I could talk about a lot of golf courses in Ireland. Both my parents were born and raised over there. They met in Galway. They got married in Ireland. They had 2 daughters in Ireland before they moved over here and had me and my brother. And this is where all my family is. This is where I spent the majority of my summers, 6-7 weeks in Ireland, visiting my grandparents and my aunts and uncles and everybody else, because they were all still over there. Carne Golf Course, which is in Belmullet, has become pretty popular and well known, mainly through Tom Coyne. Bill Murray posts a bunch and has played out there with Tom Coyne. And it is at the end of the world. It is in County Mayo in the Northwest. It is about 10 minutes from where my mom grew up. This is a golf course I remember being built when I was in middle school, and it was a big deal that this part of the world and this part of the country was getting a golf course. And it's just rugged. It's like just like backcountry golf, incredibly huge dunes, challenging. It's windy, amazing views. They've built a third 9 now, so they have 18 holes plus another 9, and they kind of weave holes in and out of the routing. So when I played there as a high schooler and even as a college kid, when we'd go back and visit my grandmother, and my dad and I would play the 18 holes. My dad was an international member. He loved it so much. And then they added the new ones. I went back to Ireland last summer of 24, and my brother got married out there. And I went and brought my golf clubs, and I went and played Carne again, and got to play 18 holes out there. It was a great experience. I played most of the round by myself, and then joined up with some Americans from Wisconsin who had just joined. They have a house in Ballybunion, and it's one of those golf courses that once you play it, it's just a whole different type of golf, and you'll kind of find yourself wanting to play it over and over again, even though it is so hard and it can be challenging just because your ball can end up in the fescue and it's gone. A lot of blind shots, a lot of funny little corridors to play through and between massive dunes, but just overall an amazing golf course. A lot of nostalgia for that one. A lot of other golf courses I've been lucky enough to play in Ireland because I've been over there so many times with my family, and as I got into golf and my dad got into golf, we kind of learned the game together. We did a trip with Rob and Elliot, the mid-ocean group, did a trip to Southwest Ireland. We played Ballybunion and Waterville and all of those golf courses down there, Tralee. But Carne, if I just have to pick one from Ireland, which is what I'm going to do instead of kind of talking about only golf courses in Ireland, which I absolutely could do. Carne, I've got good pictures of and some video, so it's just one of those places that for me is just a great place, way off the beaten track. If you go there to play golf, you are truly a golf sicko. Carne in Belmullet, County Mayo. And finally, on the trip over to Ireland for my brother's wedding in 2023, I also went to Scotland with my wife. We just went out for a few extra days on the end of our trip. After all the wedding festivities were done, we figured we're out in Europe, we might as well go see another city. So we went to Edinburgh, spent a few days in Edinburgh, and one of those days I put aside to play golf. We took a trip out to Elie and could have played a bunch of different places out in Scotland. I chose Elie and because I could get a time on short notice. It is, a private golf course. Scotland is great for getting people out on golf courses, even though they are They are private. There's a set of public tee times that they usually have out and available. So took a car, went up. It's about maybe a 75, 80-minute drive up around the fourth, and went to Elie. And what a cool golf course. 14 par 4s, 2 par 3s, wide open. It is, thinking about what Carne is like as a links golf course, this is very much the opposite as far as it is expansive and open. There is, you got your deep bunkers, but overall just does not look anything like Carne, and still just an incredible golf experience. My tee time was at 3 o'clock on a late June, early July night and evening, and got there a little early. Went and got fish and chips at the Ship Inn, the famous Ship Inn. It was blowing like 30, 40 miles an hour. It was so windy. We enjoyed our fish and chips outside, watched a bunch of people on like parasailing and doing windsurfing, and it was just a very cool little village. And then I went into the pro shop after we came back to the golf course, because I had gone there first, and they said, if you come back in an hour, there might be a free tee time for you and you can get out a little early. And they did. They let me out an hour earlier than my tee time. I played the entire round by myself. Once again, they let my wife walk with me, so she walked with me for about 7 or 8 holes. And then just, being out on a golf course like Elie, it is set in the town. There's a little bar pub called the 19th hole that's right off the 4th hole or the 3rd hole. And some people will kind of pop in there and get a drink during their round, or you can just go afterwards, which is what we did. But just a beautiful setting for golf. To not have a par 5, and it didn't even cross my mind that I didn't get to play a par 5, because there's just such a great variation of par 4s. There's a bunch of short ones, there's some long ones. The views kind of distract you from the fact that you're just trying to golf your ball around. The wind made some par 4s feel like they were par 3s, and some feel like they were par 6s. So just overall an amazing experience. I'm very glad that that's the golf course that I picked for that round of golf. Definitely could have picked a bunch of other options, but on short notice and just picking out one place to go play, glad I did it. If you're in that area, Elie is definitely worth checking out and going to play. Obviously, Scotland is rich with golf, and there's a ton up there. It's about 20 minutes from St. Andrews, so if you're ever playing in that area looking for other places to play, Elie Golf House is absolutely one that you should consider playing. So that's it. That's my 5 golf courses around the world that I absolutely love. Just to quickly wrap them up, we've got Ozarks National in Missouri. We've got Pinehurst No. 2 in Pinehurst, North Carolina. We've got Mid-Ocean in Bermuda. We've got Carne in Ireland. And we've got Elie in Elie, Scotland. What are some of your favorite golf courses around the world? I'd love to hear from you and which ones you've played, which ones you think are worth traveling to, which ones someone should bookmark if they are in a certain part of the country or a part of the world. As always, please subscribe. Please just throw that in the comments if you've got a golf course that you particularly love that you think other people should absolutely check out. So once again, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Golf on.